Sometimes, life surprises us with days that seem to conspire against us, testing our patience and challenging our calm. We have all lived through that day when nothing seems to go right, from small setbacks to big frustrations that make us lose our inner control and explode in a mixture of feelings. A woman named Rose and her husband, Romero, decided to create some fun content, and Romero had the idea to paint his face with paint. However, what they did not imagine was that the paint would be very resistant, and the moment they discovered this went viral on the internet because of how funny it was. In the video, Rose, who had applied the paint to Romero's face, appears trying to wash her hand, and soon realizes that the paint will not come off. Tense, yet amused, she calls Romero, showing that the paint was stuck to her hand. Filming him, we see Romero's face completely covered in the same paint that would not come off Rose's hand. Worried but trying to stay calm, he asks what paint Rose had bought. She reveals that she asked for a more resistant paint but did not imagine it would be so difficult to remove. Romero's expression and Rose's laughter make the situation even funnier.
Romero.
Oi, Rose, eu tô aqui.
Não tá saindo a tinta, Romero.
Hã?
Rose still asks Romero how she will clean her hand, and he, indignant, replies by questioning whether she is really worried about her hand. After all, the paint covers his entire face. Marzena, a Polish TV presenter, suffered an accident during a live broadcast in 2016 when taking part in a magic trick that went wrong. The trick involved covered cups, one of which hid a sharp nail. The magician conducted the presentation, asking Marzena to press her hand onto one of the cups, claiming he knew which one was safe. However, he made a mistake, and Marzena ended up piercing her hand on the cup that contained the nail. The scene was very tense, and the magician looked worried when he realized what had happened. The presenter was initially in shock but was quickly overcome by pain. The magician, frightened, held her hand, pressing it, probably to prevent bleeding, and soon after, the two left the scene.
Na 3, dobrze? Uważaj.
Raz, dwa.
The incident was broadcast live, shocking the audience. Marzena was quickly assisted and taken to the hospital, where she received treatment. Fortunately, the wound was not serious, and she recovered well. In a dramatic episode of a hairdressing reality show in Turkey, a model fainted live after disliking her haircut. The incident occurred during a program called You Are My Hairdresser, a competition show in which professionals create different hairstyles on models. The model, clearly unhappy with her new look, began expressing her displeasure while looking in the mirror. In a moment of great tension, she became visibly emotional and then fainted in front of the cameras. The production team quickly rushed in to assist her, interrupting the broadcast to provide first aid.
Ya bu ne ya? Arkadaşlar yardım!
The incident went viral on social media and sparked a big debate about the emotional pressure that reality show participants can be subjected to, especially in situations involving drastic changes. Two valets were involved in an accident with no fewer than 2 Lamborghinis as they were trying to park the vehicles. In footage recorded by the car owners, you can see the luxury vehicles colliding with each other, while the valets, visibly tense, do not know how to react to the situation. The valet's reaction is completely understandable. After all, besides the embarrassment of crashing a client's vehicle, it is a Lamborghini, an extremely expensive luxury sports car, and of course they would have no way to cover the damage.
Rick the car. What are you doing in the car? Can't pass there, bro.
According to some rumors, the crash was caused by the front valet who, when reversing, floored the accelerator. Because it was a powerful car, he could not control it and ended up colliding with the car behind him. Information also indicates that the company they worked for had to cover the damage and, due to the whole situation, they were fired. A waiter went viral on social media after being caught by the bar's security camera in a moment of total discouragement and dejection. In the footage, he appears carrying a tray with several glasses of draft beer. However, after walking only a few meters, he loses his balance and, while trying to steady himself, ends up knocking over all the glasses. His reaction was what drew the most attention. Upon realizing the drinks were falling, he simply accepted it and made an exhausted face. After all, the loss would probably be deducted from his salary. He was likely tired, in a job he did not like, earning little and serving beer to others having a day off. On top of everything, he spilled all the beers in the middle of the bar. It is clear that this situation contributed to his reaction. A street performer, a mime, approached a vehicle and began pretending to wash the car as part of his performance. When it was time to receive money from the driver, he was surprised to taste his own medicine. Excited by his miming, he approached the car, gesturing as if cleaning the windshield. At the end of the performance, he went to the driver's window and extended his hand, asking for some money for his performance. However, the driver, dissatisfied with the mime, decided to pay in the same way, only pretending to give him money. The artist's reaction, with an expression of disbelief, was very funny. The driver, who already knew how the mime's act worked, filmed everything, including the moment he pretended to pay. The video was shared and quickly went viral on the internet, causing many laughs. A fast food drive-thru attendant was surprised when he saw a woman jump over the service window and enter the premises, showing a certain joy. Surprised by the woman's action, the attendant and the kitchen staff began filming her as she climbed through the window. However, because she was wearing a skirt and nothing underneath, she ended up showing more than she should without realizing it. Apparently, she was drunk and had no notion of what she was doing, which explains her behavior.
Hell no.
The employees did not stop her and went along with it, laughing and celebrating with her while they filmed the hilarious situation. The video of a Mercado Libre delivery person throwing a package on the ground before handing it to the customer went viral on social media in 2023, shortly after it happened. On that occasion, the delivery person arrived at the customer's home in a van, accompanied by another service provider. Security camera footage from the house shows the delivery person intentionally throwing the package against the ground, intending to break the product. However, upon approaching the gate, he noticed the security camera filming everything, and his reaction was quite satisfying. His expression changed when he realized he could lose his job as soon as the homeowner saw the footage.
Mercado Libre!
The broken product left the customer completely bewildered, and he decided to watch the camera footage, which confirmed the whole situation. Immediately, everything was exposed and went viral. According to reports, the man's account as a Mercado Libre delivery person was terminated. A truck driver, upon seeing a man asking for help at a traffic light, decided to act differently. Instead of simply offering money, he proposed a job and was surprised by the beggar's response. The man was holding a sign that read, "God bless you for helping your neighbor, my friend." Motivated by this message, the truck driver called the beggar over and offered him an opportunity to earn 10 United States dollars by helping unload the truck's cargo. However, to the driver's surprise, the man immediately refused the offer, shaking his head that he was not interested and walked away. This moment, recorded on video, quickly went viral on social media, generating various reactions. The episode sparked intense online debates. While many criticized the beggar for not being willing to work when an opportunity arose, others defended his decision, suggesting he might have personal reasons, such as health problems or unseen limitations, which led him to refuse the offer. The United States National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration released footage of intense turbulence that hit an airplane that entered the eye of Hurricane Milton, a Category 5 storm. At the time of this recording, the hurricane was about to hit some regions of Florida. The mission's objective is to collect data to improve hurricane forecasts and research. In the footage, you can see meteorologists analyzing hurricane data while objects around them begin to fall due to the turbulence. According to O Globo, the flights allow measurement of atmospheric pressure, temperature, humidity, and wind speed inside the storm. Meteorologists can analyze hurricane structure more accurately, which enables them to predict the trajectory and intensity with which storms can hit urban areas. Nonetheless, the situation remains tense and frightening.
I'm gonna grab my phone real quick.
The video of the aircraft in the eye of the hurricane, amid high turbulence, quickly spread across the internet. Many internet users were amazed by the courage and calmness of these professionals in such a moment. A reporter from SBT found a man on the street during an external report and was surprised to hear a completely honest answer about the topic she was covering. The man, identified as Severino, was approached by the reporter who was commenting on the weather. Taking advantage of his presence, she asked him live what he most liked to do when the weather was milder and cooler. Severino looked carefully at the reporter, asked if he could be honest, received confirmation, and then said that what he most liked to do in that weather was have sexual relations. The reporter seemed not to believe what Severino had said and asked again, hearing once more what he had already affirmed.
Você gosta de fazer quando tá esse clima mais ameno, essas temperaturas bem fresquinhas?
Pode ser sincero? Sexo.
O quê?
Sexo.
Since it was live, there was no way to cut it, and the moment quickly spread across the internet, showing all of Mr. Severino's honesty and the great embarrassment of the reporter, who surely regretted having stopped Severino for an interview. Don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more videos like this.